I'm telling.
Don't video this part,
Hmm? Where's that?
don't video this.
Don't video it? Okay, alright.
Just her more than the contraction.
But what is that though?
For IV fluids, I guess.
IV fluids? Okay. Alright, you'll be fine. Is it getting better any at all? How long is it expected to be there?
All the time.
No man,
Until I
it's not
leave.
gonna hurt you for the entire time.
Yes,
Please.
I
It
don't have
won't.
anything to
Well, you can tell yourself that it will hurt, but it won't.
So today might be D-Day. I'm getting ready to go to the hospital right now. I feel fine, honestly. If it's up to me, that's still just there, probably a cook. But my OBGYN advised me to go to the hospital because I've been leaking fluid. So, yeah. Alright, so take 50. Myself a stick now work, I don't know. And you know what? Like, I decided I'm gonna do this video come hell or high water because like it's so long overdue. Okay, so let me just get into it. So I wanted to share my labor and delivery experience, well, my pregnancy experience and my labor and delivery experience, especially because I did it while in Jamaica, a third world country, while we're having a pandemic. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so as the title of this video and the brief description I just got, I just gave you the title of this video and the description would suggest why we're here. All right, so I had my beautiful baby girl March 29th 2020. I'm officially a mom. I like, just imagine it right now. It just feels like a dream. It just feels like a big dream. Like, look at me, a mother. Like, for real. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. I actually gave birth. Me, you know, me do it. Me push out somebody or somebody like a chun chun. Anyways, so I found out the day I found out I was pregnant. I believe I took a pregnancy test. I'm a firm believer of not, spending extra on pregnancy tests. So I went to the pharmacy. I'm gonna ask her for the cheapest pregnancy test, and like, she laughed, and then she gave me, and I took it, and it had a faint line, and I told my husband, and I was like, but yeah, that not mean nothing. But he was convinced from day one. Anyway, second day, I think a few days passed, and I took it again, and I saw the line a little bit brighter, and I was like, yeah. And then I just waited until I missed my period, and when I missed my period, for real now, I was like, yeah, a real something. A real something for sure. Anyways, so right throughout I had a full-term pregnancy. Right throughout my pregnancy, I didn't have any issues. Only one time I had shellfish, and it made me sick. Afterwards, I found out that when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to be eating shellfish. Oysters, yes, oysters. Afterwards, I found that out. But otherwise from that, I didn't have any food aversions. I didn't experience morning sickness. Nothing of that sort. I would say I experienced a smooth pregnancy. All right, so leading up to pregnancy, I would always exercise. Well, before pregnancy, I would always exercise. I love to dance. I do a lot of Zumba, dance aerobics, up to when I was like about 4 months, I was still going to the gym and like lifting and so forth. And then I think when I officially started showing, that's when I stopped. I remember being in Zumba class, and you know, the instructor would normally tell you to get on the ground and you do some, you know, floor work or whatever. And when she didn't see me getting on the ground, she was like, what happened? And I slightly lifted my shirt, but my belly wasn't really that big, so she was like, and then I mouthed, I'm pregnant. And like, she stopped and she was like, oh my gosh, like, and she came to me and, you know, she congratulated me and everything. So right through my pregnancy, I was always dancing, like any song my ear, like. Once it involved like a little bit of African drum or whatever, I mean that I gyrate. Man, I know, like I love dancing either way, but I mean while I was pregnant, it's like something just more dance like all the time. So even when I had my big old belly, I was still dancing. Alright, so the 2 days before I gave birth, which was March 27th, I was on leave by that time, and my workplace, they were having a online party. You know, they're getting popular these days. So I was listening to the online party, and you know, me like get a vibe, you know, I just say, yo, I plugged in the phone to my husband's speakers, and I was just there dancing on a gyrator, and I say, yo, I just feel good. And I recorded a few snaps of me dancing and posted it. So some of my coworkers was like, yep, you man, you so baby for sure. Yep. Just go on, just wait. But I was already near my due date. I mean, my doctor said my due date was going to be April 1st. You can imagine? But based on my calculations, I always said my due date is going to be March 29th. And I always said that it would have nice if she born April, because me born April too, but me now make she born April 1st. But I know my body, as in the moment, even though I took pregnancy tests, I knew when I actually got pregnant. Is that weird? Like I felt the twitch or whatever, like everything was so in sync. Like my body is like a textbook for what is supposed to happen when you're pregnant. Like everything leading up to my pregnancy was just like textbook version, nothing outside the ordinary. And I'm very in tune, I believe I'm very in tune with my body, so I'm able to tell like if there's any changes or anything. So I knew my due date, somebody couldn't tell me nothing. So anyway, even though I knew my due date, is like somehow leading up to the time, it kind of miss you, it kind of skip you, right? So anywho, that was March 27th when I was gyrating. 29th of March, Sunday, I was in the house and I was drinking a lot of water because it was hot, and I remember holding up my pee. I was doing something, I was doing chores, I was cooking, all of that. I remember holding up my pee, and then I felt a trickle. And I thought like, oh, it's because I'm holding up my pee for so long why I felt that trickle. But a part of me was like, girl, you're near that time, so any cat can play. So I told my husband, and I'm well excited enough. Anytime you tell him nothing, I'm ready to go to hospital right away. So I was like, no man, wait. If it happened again, like, you know, it happened like a couple of times after that. Like I would be sitting down and I felt like fluid just involuntarily, you know, feel like you're peeing but you're not doing it on purpose. So I contacted my OBGYN and I told him, and he was like, okay, go to the doctor. But you see me, because I don't feel no pain or not like that, I have time, you know, so I just set my time. That was from 11 o'clock in the morning, thereabout. And I didn't reach to the hospital like, well, after 6. Yeah, because I was just cruising, and you know, and the next thing is that I didn't want to spend, I don't like hospitals, and I didn't want to spend an excessive amount of time in the hospital, especially because of what's happening. So I tried to delay as much as I could, especially because I wasn't feeling any pain. And you know, it's just a little trickle and a mucus. You know, but I didn't know it was my water breaking. I just thought it was just a normal occurrence of pregnancy and my water would soon be broken. Anyway, there, went to the doctor, went to the hospital now. When we got to the hospital, some minutes after 6, you know, they checked me and they were like, yeah, your water has broken. And I was like, okay, alright, so I'll come back tomorrow. And she was like, no, you're not going anywhere. And I was like, but I'm not feeling any contractions or anything like that. Why am I need to stay? I mean, I asked her a bunch of whys. And she's like, no, we don't let you out if your water broke and blah, 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 blah. And I said, but I don't want to be here whole night. I don't want to have one of those labor where it's like 14 hours and then something. Coming I've been on my head, so I'm just gonna push out and leave and go home. Like, boom, bang, 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 you know? And she smiled and she's like, it's not gonna work like that, honey. Anyways, some time passed because where I was in like not the labor room or anything like that. It was a labor ward. So she was just checking me and all of that, and I was there talking her up, and yeah, she was very nice. And surprisingly, the hospital, the labor ward was very empty. So it felt a little bit more intimate. So anyways, time came and she said she was going to give me enema so that I could pass my stool, so that I wouldn't end up passing it while giving birth. I say when she give me the something, I when things start get real. I said she give me the enema. It's something that they have to stick up your butt. Yeah. And when she give me, it's like my God, so ooh, like it just felt so weird. And then like she was saying, okay, in a few you're gonna feel like you need to go and whatever. Before she could even finish her sentence, I was like, yeah, I'm ready. And I was on the bed and she was like, don't go now. I said, I can't hold it. And like she said, all right, run, get out of the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom now, and when, you know, mask on everything, you know, because you don't know, corona time and a hospital I'm there. So I'm there at the bathroom, I'm there, you know, I'm there fidget, come here, I try to hold it because I have to put all of the toilet paper on top of the toilet seat, and I have to wipe it down, and after I wipe it down, I have to set new set of toilet paper on top of toilet paper on top of the toilet seat, because I'm not gonna sit on that toilet seat raw. You get what I say? And then after I set that, I go back and wash mine again. Because, you know, I just want comfortable and I just want everything sanitized to my desire. So I finally sat down, and, you know, when I sit down, I just hear shots start, like, but it was just a sweet release, because while holding it up,
my ass was burning. You know, it was just burning. And my dad upon the toilet, like,
I don't know how long, but it felt like a while. Because after a while, I just started texting, and I was updating everybody that, like, yeah, she had to keep me here and whatever. So after that, I was supposed to take a shower and, you know, put on my clothes or whatever. So she was saying, I was asking her, what should I put on? Should I put on what I came back here in, or my nightgown or whatever? And she was like, well, you can put on back what you have on since you'll be here for a while. And I was like, no, I gotta have the baby tonight. If me there tonight, if me there now, that means I gotta have the baby now. I'm not having the baby tomorrow, so I'm just gonna put on when I need to put on now, so I can go have the baby now. And she laughed and she said, okay. Anyways, they took me to the labor and delivery room, one of them, the first one, and we were there waiting. They checked me. Y'all, every time they check me to see how far dilated I am or whatever, it hurt like hell. Well, I shouldn't say it hurt, like, it hurt. It was just like this uncomfortable feeling. So anyways, I was 2 centimeters. So 2 centimeters, they were like, alright, so you're not gonna have baby till like tomorrow evening, and you know, they started telling me all that type of stuff, and I was like, seriously? That just put a damper on my mood. And like, I was just so disappointed, because I said, I never expect this. I don't want to stay here so long. Like, anyway, throughout this time, my husband was there, and so by this time around, it was like when I finally reached around to the labor room or whatever, it was like about 8 o'clock thereabout. And every now and then they would check me and they were saying like, oh, you're not dilating quickly and whatever. And at one point, after a while now, I started feeling some pains. But the doctor was there murmuring and saying the pain that I'm feeling, they're not real contractions, they're something else. So I said to myself, if I'm not real contractions yet, I work real contractions, I go feel like. And she said, don't worry, the contractions don't start yet, you don't start feeling anything yet. But I was feeling the pain though, so I was getting worried. And after a while now, them start feel heavy now, you know, like I didn't get a break with my contractions, y'all. Like, you know, some people say them can sleep through them contractions and stuff like that. No, they were just like intense. And, you know, I kept, every minute I call the nurse, every minute I call for my husband. He's right there though. But every minute I shout and I say, Desmond, like, come here, every time I feel something. So, the pivotal moment came when they strung me up with the fluids and inject my hand. I have a fear of needles. I don't have a problem with injection because it juke me and I look away and like it done. But constantly looking at the needle, that's why I didn't get that's one of the reasons why I didn't get an epidural. It's like it ignites something in me where just make me humble. It just humble me, yo. So when I see them come and like she explain, oh yeah, then they give me some things to sign. I don't remember what it was right now, but they seem pretty legit. And she explained, and I was like, okay, I'm just a look at the needle. Anyway, she juked me. I look away and she juked me, but then I still felt like something was in my skin. So I turn around and I look at my hand. I see my hand. Boy, I start wheel. I start ball. Mind you, at this point, I was feeling intense contraction, but I never dare go away until I see the needle in my hand. I say, I start ball. My husband come and I say, what till? I'll insert a clip of that. I might tell him, say, like, they don't have to do this, they don't have to leave it in my hand. Like, you know, my dad say, like me are dead or something, because, you know, when people are dead, you see. See them something, you know, yeah, you know, yeah, I was getting really emotional at that point, and my husband was being really supportive, like, big up yourself, Mr. Campbell, like, yeah. And at this point now, he was there reassuring me, the doctor, the nurses, like, the nurses and the doctors, they were all so hands-on, like, they were so caring and attentive, like, big them up too. And they were explaining to me why it had to be there, because as usual, I ask my, you know, 21 questions of why it have it in my hand, like when I can't do something else, like when I can't give me one alternative for that something in my hand. I like look down and I see the something in my hand, like I come out of my skin like the needle, and then I see my little piece of blood. Anyway, contractions right throughout, like whenever I felt a contraction, I would stiffen up my body like, ugh. Anyways, and what the hardest part of it was, they kept telling me, say, me not have baby for now, and me I said, me I feel I gotta feel this until tomorrow morning, until tomorrow afternoon, and me cuss her, me I said, nurse, me can't do it, me change my mind, and she said, what you mean you change your mind? I said, me change my mind, cut it out of me or something, because for me, for so long I wait and bear this so long, I can't do it. Let me tell you a fun fact about me. I can handle pain, but how I handle pain is not that I don't feel the pain, it's a mental thing. So in anything I do or I'm about to do, I like to know how long it's gonna take. if it's gonna be something painful, and you be straight up with me from before, like give me a good head start and say, yo, this is gonna take 2 hours, you're getting 2 hours of pain. Mentally, I get prepared for that. I'm gonna say, alright, I'm gonna 2 hours of pain. Me come to you now after you tell me say I got only 2 hours of pain, or me prepare myself for only 2 hours of pain, and then you are gonna tell me say a 14 hours of pain me I figure go through. No sir, it's like the walls just come crashing down, and I get so vulnerable, and it's like I feel like the world I get end, I feel like I get dead, and I tell this man say like, yo, if the Lord decide to take me now, I wouldn't feel no way. And then I look for me like, huh? And I say, yeah, I wouldn't feel no way. And like the doctor is saying, what do you think about your daughter? And I say, well, she will survive. Because I say, yo, when I tell me something when me never mentally prepared for. So anyway, all of this happened really fast, because by the time my daughter was born, it was 9:50 p.m. So it happened really fast. So we were there now, and I felt like a sudden urge, like I needed to go to the bathroom. And based on all my research and, you know, watching other vlogs on here and all, I know that when you feel like that, it's time to go. So I'm calling the nurse, who was way across the room now, and I'm saying, yes, I'm ready for have baby. And she's like, no, you're only like, she said, you were only like 4 centimeters a while ago. No. And I'm like, if no move, if I can't get a push now or whatever, I gotta stand up and I gotta push her out right from the ground. That's something I'm saying, and just say, alright. The doctor come and check me, and when the doctor check me, my mom said when them checking you, it's like this uncomfortable feeling. And remember already, you know, I feel like I want to go, like I feel like I want to push. They say when them check me, them say no, the baby head there right here. So it's like I should say that. It's like me get confident now, and maybe Arya heard as well. And she had tried to come out, the baby that is, and I said no, they had to rush to get me a wheelchair. This man rush and put on him gun, because by now they're transporting me to another room. And my daddy a wheel, and I said, mega have her in the chair, mega have her right here. So, and then I said no. So we get to the other room, and they're transferring me on the bed. Could I go on the bed? Because I just feel my body I go down every time like them lift me up for got transfer over the bed, I feel like me I sludge down back. Anyways, by the time I was finally on the bed right now, them just say, alright, push. I wait until them actually tell me for push, because me no want to tear, because I've heard horror stories about that too, when you feel like to push when you're not supposed to push. So when them say push, I push like ooh, and I scream and I push. And then them say, good. And they were telling me to still push. And I said, no, I gotta rest now. And them say, alright, rest. And then them say, push again. And by I was ready, like I take a deep breath, I'm like, half a push, she was out. Yeah. So, yeah, it wasn't so bad after all. I mean, I know my body, and doctors were telling me from day one, so my due date is gonna be X time. My due date end up be when me no say I was supposed to be. They told me that I was gonna be in labor for how many hours, right? But I went in with a mind frame that my labor is not gonna be over 2 hours, and it was not. So it goes to show, whatever your mind conceive, you can achieve. But you also just have to know your body, and I did. Well, not everything, but I tried to make I did things before. As I said, I exercised, I drank red raspberry leaf tea, you know, as bitter and as it was, because I knew that I anticipated a lot of pain, and you know, I did my research, and I just wanted it to go smooth, and I wanted it to go quickly. I don't know if any of those methods are implemented, whether drinking the tea or exercising or having lots of sex, you know, contributed to my short and, you know, blissful labor experience. But yeah, I would do those things again, and I would also encourage someone to, you know, implement those methods as well. So yeah, she was born at 9:50 p.m. I remember I said I went into the room at around 8 o'clock, or maybe a little after 8. I don't know. Yeah, but she's 7. She was born 7 pounds and 2 ounces at 19 inches. Girl long like her parents. Them what you expect. Yeah. So I am a mom. Me a mother. Me? A mother? Big up yourself, Kamisha. Yeah, so that's that. Right now she's sleeping, and this is the only time, as persons who are mothers know, that you know when your child is sleeping is really like your free time, so you have to use it wisely. Yeah, so that's that. Where did my lighting go?
I can't think nothing better than spending my day with you. My life's sunny and better, girl, when I'm with you. She luminous so bright.